Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. You're looking at the futures screen here. Futures are just up. It's Sunday night, and futures have opened fairly flat to mildly positive, which is a good development given that all the geopolitical stuff is going on in Russia and Ukraine. Now, tonight we're going to talk about the Swing Trade Max system. The Swing Trade Max, it is a trading system. I'll have a short presentation, about 20-25 minutes, and then we can spend as much time as we want on the Q&A. If you have questions during the presentation, I would recommend you type it into the question box before you forget your question, and I'll be taking all the questions at the end of the presentation. So anytime you have a question, please type it in. And if you don't see me responding to the question, it's because I want to respond to all the questions after the presentation. So, all right, let's get started. My name is Hari Swaminathan. I'm the founder of OptionTiger.com. Option Tiger has some cutting edge options education itself, comes in about 7 modules. And then we also have proprietary trading strategies. So you may have heard of the CondorMAX, IncomeMAX, DayTradeMax, and SwingTradeMAX. In this presentation, in this webinar tonight, we are specifically going to talk about the SwingTradeMax system, although there is a lot of commonalities between the SwingTradeMax system and the DayTradeMax system. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, as the name suggests, SwingTradeMax is a short to medium term trading system. Now, granted, short and medium terms may have different meanings to different people, and they're all correct. In our context, when we say short to medium term, we are looking at trades between 3 days to maybe about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. 4 weeks is actually pushing it. But if we get a quick move, the moment we enter a trade, if we get a very quick move, and if we look for our exit signal, and if that happens, then we exit, regardless of how much time it is, because we've got our move, we've got our profit, and we'll exit. It could be in 2 days, 3 days, whatever the case might be. But as a general case, I think you should expect to be in the trade for about 3 weeks. 2 weeks to 3 weeks would be the average time frame for these trades. And we are able to do that because we are depending on some very powerful signals for entry. So when these signals come up, when they show up on our charts, we want to take the trade because any moment, it could be that day, it could be the next day, we are expecting to see the move, that we want. So and these signals are derived from highly customized indicators. So when I say customized, it doesn't mean proprietary. There's nothing proprietary. You're going to find these indicators on all charting platforms, on or at least all the advanced ones. You're going to see this kind of indicators everywhere on all of these platforms. But what we do with the indicators is we customize them. We customize it precisely for our trade entries, and this is of course coming from a long R&D that I've done for a swing trading approach. What kind of customization works well, which indicators works well, so we depend on all of those kinds of issues. In general, as a game plan, what you should expect is out of 10 trades, we're going to get about 7 to 8 winners. And on those winners, we're going to make anywhere from 20% to 80% profit. So if it's a $10,000 trade, a 20% profit is going to be 2,000, and 80% profit is going to be 8,000. And we will, of course, have losing trades because there is no perfect system. There's nothing on the planet, that can give you a 100% win rate. And so, what we want to do on the losers is to institute some very core risk management principles. And if we do that properly, we are containing our losers to about 15% loss. And if we can get 7 to 8 winners out of 10, then you can see this becomes a numbers game. We make money in two ways. One is just the number of winners. If we can get it to 7 or 8 out of 10, that itself is a winner. And then on the winners, we're going to make much more than what we lose on the losers. So that's how the overall game plan needs to be. Now, the great thing with the SwingTradeMaX system is that we have lots of approaches to deal with to deal with losing trades. So all of this, of course, is included as part of the courseware. But just at this point, let's just say that there are plenty of approaches to deal with the losing trades. Okay, now the swing trade max system is really ideal for working executives. If you're a part-time trader, if you're traders in other time zones, other countries, you can't monitor the markets, or you don't want to monitor the markets on a daily or hourly basis. And so these are these are all the kinds of situations where the swing trade max will work very well, because once you enter a trade, you're entering with a high degree of reliability. And so, once you enter, you're probably not going to do anything to it that day. Maybe the next day in the morning, you would just want to check where the stock is. You want to see where the charts are. If you need to do anything, you can put some conditional orders. If the stock crosses so and so, you want to do something to it. So, all the adjustment tactics and techniques are, of course, discussed. But what I mean to say is, this is not something that you're going to be dealing with on a daily basis. So it's ideal for people in other time zones, busy executives who don't have time during the market hours to constantly look at their positions. You might be a part-time trader. You trade when you have some time, all of that. So it's actually perfect for all of that. The only thing I would recommend is, and this should make sense, which is, when you enter a trade and you exit a trade, you want to be hands-on, meaning you got to be at on the market at that time, because of course you can put some limit orders and things like that, but I would recommend that you be hands-on when you enter a trade and when you exit a trade. Many of the adjustments can be handled by conditional orders. Of course, in fast moving or panic markets, you do want to take action. So that goes for any kind of trade. So the both the swing trade max and I know many people have experienced the day trade max system, at least the 1 week of trial, and so there are many common elements to both systems. Both systems depend on a set of highly customized indicators. These indicators are fairly accurate, they are reliable, and you want to be able to depend on these indicators to get your signals. So the accuracy and reliability of these signals are very important. It's actually one of the key elements, of the system. Then, in terms of taking your trade, you want to position your trade properly. So you want to identify the trend for the stock, the markets. You want to look at it in a couple of different time frames, and you want to make sure that you can line up or align as many ducks as possible, because you want to give yourself the highest probability of success. And so there are a few things, if lined up properly, gives you the best indicator, gives you the best reliability, gives you the best accurate signal, and the signal becomes all the more powerful because you have all these ducks lined up into in the signal. And then once you know what trade you want to take, a critical element is the option selection itself. So what I mean is, how far do you go out? Which expiry series do you choose? Whether, do you choose an in the money option? Do you choose an at the money option? Out of the money? Whatever the case might be. These are all critical considerations. But the system basically has these four key elements. So four key pillars to the system. It is a set of highly customized indicators. These indicators are customized so that they can provide the most accurate signal for a swing trading system. We have to learn how to rely on these signals. And then, of course, once you get a signal, you want to make sure all the ducks are lined up in terms of the stock, the direction, the market, the time frame, all of that stuff. So, and all of these factors are covered in detailed in the videos that you'll find inside. So let's briefly just talk about the indicators and signals, because that's the core of the system. This is the real intellectual property here. It uses 3 to 4 commonly used indicators. So you're going to find it on all platforms. They are simple to analyze, what I call the eyeballing variety. So, which means you look at a chart, you look at the signal, and you'll know within 1 second whether there is a trade, whether it's the time is right now, maybe it's tomorrow, whatever the case might be. But you can eyeball it and you can make your decision. The key is that these indicators are uniquely customized for our needs, and for our needs meaning it's a swing trading system. So we want to get about anywhere a signal that will last anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, something like that. And so these indicators are uniquely customized for that need. And because of this customization, the signal success probability is also around 80 to 90%. Now, if you've experienced the DayTradeMax system, you'll see that there are, day trading can be choppy. Day trading signals can be choppy. There's, that's not a flaw. That's just the nature of day trading itself. Day trading, there's a lot of noise. Stocks just don't go, up or down in one direction. They chop around, they go up, they come, they'll take a little dip and go up again. But that's just the nature of day trading. Whereas in the swing trading system, you won't be affected by the intraday chops that happen within a stock. So what you want to do is you want to look at your charts, you want to look at your signals and look at it from a daily chart angle. And so once you do that, then it's all set, and you'll be able to um, take the trade. And so you don't have to worry about the regular chop that happens during the intraday sessions. But one thing you have to understand is that these signals will run out at some point. Now, if we get a great move right after our trade, if we get a great move, then the signal will run out in days, maybe 3 days, 2 or 3 days, the signal will run out. But you'll get a clear indication that the signal has run out. Now, if the stock takes a slow march upward or downward, depending on which direction we played the trade, it could generally, the signal might take a couple of weeks, but at some point the signal will run out, and so that's the time to exit the trade, and you'll get a very clear signal as to when to exit the trade. Now, that's the beauty of the swing trade max system, and we'll be talking about that a little later as well. Finally, these indicators are available in all markets worldwide. So if you're trading the Australian market or the Indian market or any other market in the world, you'll be able to use these indicators as long as your platforms, charting platforms, provide these indicators. But my point is, the indicators are such commonly used indicators; they're generally available in all trading platforms and charting platforms across the world. All right, now let's take a look at the specific features of how the swing trade max system works. Now, when we first get our signal, we want to take a trade. And most of the time, I say most of the, in fact, 90 to 100% of the time, we'll be taking a long call or a long put. So it's a single option. It's a simple trade to begin with. Now, if you were concerned that you're exposed directionally when you take a long call or a long put, you can do a spread as well. You can do debit spreads. You can do credit spreads. It as long as the signal is valid, the you know, you can take whatever trade. But in the swing trade max system, we're going to take just long calls or long puts. Now, the trigger indicator is very accurate. So, you know when to enter. And you get clear signals for both the entry and the exit as well. Now, so this is somewhat different from the day trade max, because in the day trade max you get a clear signal for entry. However, because of the nature of day trading and the intraday chops that happen, it's not very clear when to exit. So each person is basically, if you're happy with the profit, okay, get out. Because very rarely do stocks just simply go in one direction. And so in a day trading system, there's a lot more chop. But here in the swing trading system, you're going to get a clear signal for both the entry as well as the exit. And so this is the greatest feature of the swing trade max system, because it allows you to stay in a winning trade up until the very end. You can milk every last drop of a trade using the swing trade max system. You can maximize your profits. You milk every last a bit of profit there. And so the signal to exit is very, very precise. And of course, if the trade doesn't go in our favor, because remember, two or three out of 10 may not work, and so we have to have ways to handle that. And that's the key, because it's a numbers game. We want to make 7 to 8 winners out of 10, and on the winners we want to make much more profit than what we are going to lose on the losers. Now, just because a trade starts off a loser, it doesn't mean it has to end up a loser. There are many approaches to manage a trade, and all of these are also discussed in the videos inside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a sample signal. These are real signals that happened, and once you get into the courseware, you can look at these and you'll see how these signals work. So this is a chart of Apple. It's a 1 month daily chart, and here, you're leading. So you have different kinds of indicators. Your leading indicators are already getting you prepared right at this stage. They're telling you that you should get ready for the trade because Apple is going to turn around. And then the trigger indicator is very precise. On this bar, you get the signal to enter, and you're in this trade all the way, you're climbing all the way, and this is a $30 move by Apple, and so you're up all over here. And on this particular trade you could be in a profit of over 100%, over 100 to 200%, because it's a $30 move. Now granted, not every move is going to be like this. It's obviously this is a fantastic move, and if you caught a move like this, that is a blockbuster trade. But we can't expect every trade to be like that. And here, the trigger indicator tells you exactly on this bar, it tells you that that you need to exit. So you get a very clear signal as to when you need to exit this trade. So you catch this entire wave perfectly. Now, so this is an example of a trade that goes perfectly in our favor. Now, this is again another signal. It's on Google, and this also triggers a buy signal right here on this green little bar here. But what happens is that the next day Google goes down about $5 or $10, and so therefore here we would implement our risk management techniques right here on this bar. So perhaps we turned it into a bull call at this point, because if we had bought a long call, then we would have turned it into a bull call at this point, and then seen if Google is going to go further down, or was it just a temporary blip that day. Now I don't know why it went down that day. It could be because of some overall market pressures. We don't know. But regardless, that's not the point. The point is, when if it goes against us, we implement some risk management procedures, and then you can see boom boom, it takes a $20 move up again. And so as the uptrend got over, you would have gotten the exit signal right on this bar, and you would have probably gotten towards the top end of that bar. And so that's how the risk management technique will work. So I'm just showing you a simple example of a trade that can go completely in our favor right from day one, and then another trade that can be challenged right the next day itself, and how we would implement our risk management principles. Okay, so in general, what you want to do is take a trading approach, take some kind of a strategy, for your trading. So, as with the DayTradeMax system, even with the SwingTradeMax, I would say you start with half the size. So, if you go back to the previous slide, if we started out with half the size here, then on this bar you would put the other half, because you're still depending on the signal. The signal is just taking an extra day to play itself out. And so you would want to double up. It's not doubling up, you're just going in half and half. That's it. So if you normally traded a 10 contract position, you would put 5 on this bar and then 5 on this bar. So this way you're dollar cost averaging, obviously. And then, once it does make the move, you're going to have a better chance to exit, and perhaps a quicker chance to exit. And so you would add the second half if it goes against you. Now, in terms of if things don't turn around, if the trade is looking like it's going to be a loser, what are the things you can do? Excuse me. There are a few things you can do right away. One is, if maybe you have a kind of an account where you cannot convert it to a spread or things like that, then just take a hard disciplined approach. You take a hard stop. If it goes down 15%, you exit. So you can even put a stop order at the 15% level. Because bear in mind, as long as we give up only 15% on the couple of losers that we may face out of 10, we are going to be fine. Because overall, the numbers game is that you make a lot more on the winners and you make 7 or 8 winners out of 10. So if you want to be disciplined and take a hard stop, that's fine. However, you could your first order of defense could also be, you convert it to a debit spread. If the position goes down 20%, you convert it to a debit spread. So for an example, if you bought a call option and the stock actually went down, then your call option is hurting. And so what you would do is you would sell a call higher than the call option that you bought. And so that would be converting it to a debit spread. Then if the trend still doesn't change, then you can convert it to a credit spread as well. Converting to a credit spread, you should never get to that point itself. I think just between these couple of different things, if you go in with half size, if you take a hard stop, or you convert it to a debit spread, I think it should be fine. Because even if you convert to a debit spread, at some point, if the signal was right, the stock is going to turn around, and at that point, having a debit spread is better than having a credit spread, obviously. So all of these approaches are shown. There are several approaches you can take. They're all in the course. They're all in the videos that you'll see inside. Okay, so now the macro geopolitical situation is a little uncertain at this point. Today, of course, the futures started out flat, which is good actually. It's up 1.75 on the ES. Because Russia, it seemed like it was going to get a little worse over the weekend when they rolled some tanks into a base in Crimea. But of course, Crimea is part of Russia now, and so I think markets, it's good that it's open flat. And so we were going to start our 2 weeks of free trade alerts this Monday, which is tomorrow. However, I did a poll amongst all the people who have bought SwingTradeMAX. I explained the geopolitical situation and all of that, and took a poll, and we've decided to start the free weeks. We'll give it a couple of days at least. Let's go into the middle of this week, maybe even up until Monday. So we're going to just see, how much clarity we can get on the Russia-Ukraine geopolitical situation. Because remember, whether it's SwingTradeMAX or DayTradeMax or any other trading system that are based on charts and technicals and all of that, you have to always bear in mind that global events, national events, will always trump your technicals. So it doesn't matter how good of a signal it is or how strong of a signal it is. It doesn't matter how strong the stock is. None of that matters. Whether it's sitting at support, whether it's sitting at resistance, none of that matters, because technicals will always be trumped by what we call fundamental events. Fundamental events are things that affect global markets, countries, and markets in general, overall. So those kind of events will always trump. So and we are facing one of those right now. Now, granted, we may go into this week and Russia doesn't do anything, and but that kind of uncertainty is going to be there. So what we decided is, we are going to give a few days and see, take stock of what happens this week. So latest, we are going to start next Monday. Earliest, we might start by Wednesday or so. And so the 2 free weeks of alerts is also going to be part of the system. So now the launch special is, you can get the system for $8.99 until Tuesday, March 25th, because there's a good possibility that we may start on Wednesday or Thursday. So all the courseware, all the videos, they're all available to you right now. And what you get is a complete blueprint to operate on your own. So this is not a system where you have to depend on me or anybody else for your signals. You get everything. You get the detailed chart setups. You get the detailed discussions of all the indicators, how to analyze the trend, how to make sure all your ducks are lined up, how do you handle the losers, because that's the key. Remember, in all of these systems, how do you handle the losers? Because the winners will come. You are going to get 7 or 8 great signals and the stock takes off right away in the next day or two, but you are going to see a couple of losers. And so how do you manage those? Because that's the key. And if it continues to go against you, what kind of risk management techniques can you apply? So all of that is also part of the course. Now you get 2 free weeks of alerts with your purchase. And within these 2 free weeks, we're going to do, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 trades, something like that. Of course, we don't do trades just because of doing trades. We only do trades if the signal makes sense and we can see that, it's a good trade. So, but in general, I would say about 3 to 5 trades. And then if like I said, you have the complete blueprint to operate on your own. However, if you still want help after that, you can join the service. We have a real time chat room, and that will be $149 per month after the 2 free weeks are over. Now you can get to you can look at more details about the system. I'm just going to type this in here so you can see it. That's the page to go there, and I'll show you that page in just a minute. That is right here. So this is the SwingTradeMax, optiontiger.com/SwingTradeMax. You can watch some videos here. Last week's webinar did not get recorded properly, so if you see that here, don't watch it. In any case, you're listening to this webinar now, and then there's more information here. And this PayPal button is configured for $8.99. You have this deal until March 25th. That's 55% off at this point. That's the launch special. So we're just going to be launching this product, and so after that, the prices will go up from whenever we finish after the we start the 2 free weeks. It's going to go up. So I think that's about it. I know I'm happy to take questions. Please do type it into the question box. Even if you forget something, you can always email me at info@optiontiger.com. I'll be happy to answer your questions for you. But right now, that's what I had. So we can get into the Q&A. I'll just look at the what the futures are doing. So whatever questions you have, feel free to type it into the question box. Couple of things I'll repeat while the I think some people joined in late. The one of the key aspects of the system is that your exit signal is very precise. So this is actually a very great feature because you can literally maximize profits, milk it to every last drop. It gives you the ability to stay in the trade for as long as you can. All right, we see one question come in. Income. Okay, the question is, how is this different to IncomeMAX? IncomeMAX is more dependent on the option side. So we're talking about the straddle system. We're talking about the spread system. These are specific ways to trade those strategies. So whether it's a debit spread, credit spread, straddles, strangles, all of that. So that deals more with the options side of things. And although, of course, we use options here as well, even in the swing trade max system, the core of the system is not dependent on the options. The core of the system is dependent on the signals, the charts, the indicators. So, which means you can use this system and trade stocks too. You don't have to trade options. You can trade futures too. So, this is a signaling system. You can use it for anything. You can use it for any instrument. So, and that's the difference. Whereas income max strategies are specific strategies to deal with specific options trading strategies. You have your spreads, you have your straddles. So that's the way you have to look at these systems. Most of our option tiger systems are all dealing with specific strategies. Only the day trade max and the swing trade max are signaling systems. So it gives you the core of the system lies in the charting, in the customization, and all of that. All right. What else do we have? Any other questions? No more questions on can ask you can we can talk about anything, whether it's the markets, whether it's any particular stock, or the swing trade max, the offer, the system itself, whatever. Any questions, if you have, we can discuss it. um is a special software? No, 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 it's all in the charts. So if you for I'll show you as an example, there is no special software required. So this is the thinkorswim platform, and this is the thinkorswim charts. So if you come into charts, you can see, you can go under studies. Now, of course, every platform is going to be different, but all platforms have the ability for you to set up various things. These are all the different studies there are. I mean, and technical analysis has become a real massive, massive, a study itself. And then once you pick any indicator, and you can add it, you can customize it. So you can see all these parameters, you can customize all of that. And so that's what I mean. So you take any kind of indicator, and you can customize them for your for your best needs, for whatever you need. So the R&D that's gone into the system is that I've selected all the right kind of indicators that will give you the best swing trading signals. Now, in the swing trade max system, we are dealing with swing trading signals. In the day trade max system, you're dealing with a different set of indicators and a different set of customizations altogether. So that's what you need to look at. There are over, just on this platform, there are over 200, 300 indicators. So it's massive. And it takes some time to pick the right ones that give you the right signals for these things. They're all very good indicators, but how much can you use? It's just an ocean out there. And so what I've done is picked about three or four indicators that work best and customize them for a swing trading environment. But these are available to you on any charting platform or any other trading platform. So there's no extra software you need to buy. There's nothing. There's no software that you need to learn to do or anything. All you need to do is, once you get into the course, you'll see the videos, and all you need to do is customize the charts exactly as per that. All right. Hi, Nanev. Nanev says, on the day trade max, can you use a spread instead of a single option? You could, Nanev, but I would not recommend it, because getting into a spread is harder, meaning the market maker can take a little time to get in, whereas single options, they give you a fill much more easier. And so, and plus, you're in it for a quick ride. You're in it for a quick ride. I'm talking about the day trade max. Your question is on the day trade max. So you're in it for the quick ride. And so on a spread, even if you get the move, the problem is you won't make much profit, because, as you know, in a spread, your profit develops much, much more slowly. So for day trade max, you would almost always want to start with a single option, whether it's a call option or a put option. You would want to start with that. Now, one of the risk management techniques, even in the day trade max system, is if it's going against you, you can convert it to a debit spread. Now, certainly, that's the time to convert it to a debit spread. But otherwise, you don't want to start with a spread of any kind, because you're in it for maybe half an hour, 1 hour, and you don't want to spend 5 or 10 minutes out of that time trying to get a fill, because the signal is there, it's developed, and the stock may run away from you. So you want to get in quickly and get out quickly. Single options give you the best opportunity to do that. You don't waste too much time. You get the move, and more importantly, your profit develops. You can see on the DayTradeMaX system, we do 30, 40, 50% on a trade, and you can do that because it's a single option. You will not be able to get that kind of return on a spread. It's not possible. Okay. Yes, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the 2 weeks free will start anytime. Yeah, so even if if you miss this one, will start next Monday. There'll be some other free, the free weeks will start the Monday after that. So whenever you join, you're of course going to get the 2 free weeks. Now the only thing is the launch special price may not be available. So if you see here, I've got the launch special price at 8.99. Now this price won't be available. Now, if you want to, sort of lock this deal, if you want to lock this price, you can send half of this. So let's say 4.99 now, and you can send it to info@optiontiger.com, and that will lock this price for you, and you can take your time with the balance. So basically, just give about 50% now, and then you can start your 2 free weeks whenever you're ready. So the videos will take about a couple of days to go through at most. You might want to go through each of the videos a couple of different times, 2 or 3 times, until you've got it. You set up your charts, you set up your indicators exactly like how it's set up there, and that's it. And then whenever you're ready for the free weeks, we'll get you started. Now I want the 2 free weeks will obviously start on a Monday, because we want to keep it Monday through Friday, and then the following Monday through Friday as well. So we'd start on a Monday and go for 2 weeks. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. Any other questions? Okay, sure, sure, no problem, Abu. Anybody has any more questions on the system itself or any other aspect of it? Let's type it in now. Otherwise, we can wrap up the webinar. Okay, looks like everything is all set here. If you think of something later, you can even send me an email, info@optiontiger.com. We can even take it from there. Here, what do you recommend for a beginner? Yeah, I would recommend, actually the Swing Trade Max is the best, because as you can imagine, but you need to know options. So, if you don't know options, then you would need to get educated on options first, because you need to know that. However, you can use, like I said, you can use the Swing Trade Max system to trade stocks or futures also. However, you're not going to get the kind of returns with stocks. If you know how to trade futures, that's different, but it's a different ball game altogether. Futures has a lot more leverage, and of course, you have very limited instruments. You have the ES, which is the E-mini, the S&P 500 E-mini. You have a few others. You have the you have the Russell futures. You have gold, and things like that. But other than that, I think you can use it on stocks. You can use it on options. Options are the best, because when you buy long calls or long puts, you're paying so little first. And I mean, you're paying so little, and then if you get the move, it can truly, 50, 80% is huge, and you can get that in a few days. Whereas if you do it as a stock, first of all, you're going to have to pay for the stock. You're going to have to, even if you have a margin account, you still have to pay 50%, which is which is a lot. If you want to trade 100 shares of Apple, that's $50,000, and half of that is 25,000. So that's a lot of money to put up. Whereas the same 100 shares of Apple, with options, you can do it within $2,500. So we're talking about a 10 times difference between handling the same trade with stocks and with options. So there's a lot of advantages to options. Yes, you have to learn the basic options first. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you should, because if you want to trade the options market, you should do that. But even if you know how to do the basics in options, the swing trade max is actually the best, because the day trade max is very choppy. It's a high energy kind of a trading environment, and you have to have the time for that. You have to have the temperament for that kind of thing. Whereas I think naturally most traders are swing traders. It comes very naturally. You take a position, you hold it as long as you are in a profit. As long as the stock looks like it's going to move in your direction, you hold it. And when the move is done, you want to come out. And so the swing trade max actually provides the best sort of signals for that kind of a trading environment. And in general, you're going to be in the trade for what, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, and that would be the average. Right. Okay, do we receive trade alert by email or text? You'll receive the trade alert in the group chat room. The you have something called HipChat. It's a real time chat system. It's a trading room of sort. And the once you join the chat room, you'll be with other swing trade max customers, and we are all talking, and we talk about the trades, we talk about what we have to do. Hey, is this looking good, is that looking good, what do you think of this chart? All kinds of discussions go on. So it's actually a pretty lively, and it's a community environment, and you'll get to know the other people very well. The DayTradeMax chat room has been going on for, I don't know, about over a month and a half now, and most people know each other very well in that room. And so that's the kind of environment it is. And so now this hip chat, it comes in various devices. You can put it on your desktop, you can put it on your mobile. So it's just like having WhatsApp. So it's just like WhatsApp, and but this is a group chatting platform. So yep, sure. Okay. Yep. Abdul, yeah, just mail me. I think I replied to your email also. Let me know if you have any questions. But basically, that's what it is. It's advisable to get some education. See, options are different from any other instrument. You want to be able to understand the process. Okay. That way, you can take stock tips and trade stocks blindly without knowing anything. But you shouldn't do that with options, because options are much more deeper instrument. Okay. All right. Raj says, if I may know what I get for 8.99, and what is the free week stuff. 8.99 is the product itself, is the core, a complete set of videos. It'll tell you, exactly the complete blueprint for you to operate on your own, if you wanted to operate on your own. So which means you'll get all the detailed chart setups. Now, what you're seeing here is just a basic chart. This is a 5 period moving average, the blue line, and this is volume. That's it. But with the swing trade max system, you're going to see some indicators come up here as well as the bottom. You'll need to customize these indicators by going into these studies and picking the exact study that I show you. And once you come here, you can customize it. And once you do the customization, that's it. Then the chart is going to tell you exactly when to enter the trade, when to exit the trade. Okay. So that's what it is. And you get that complete blueprint for 8.99. The You also get 2 free weeks of alerts. So once you go through these videos, and once you go through the course, you're going to get 2 free weeks where you'll see me taking trades. You'll see me analyzing, various stocks. You'll get videos and emails around that, and you'll see that we take trades. Sure, do paper money. Why not? Don't put real money. For Get comfortable with the system, and then whenever you're comfortable, you can either go on your own and use the system because you have the complete blueprint to operate on your own. If you're not comfortable operating on your own and you would like to be part of the trade alert system, then it is $149 dollars per month after that. Okay, so that's what it is. You'll be putting, if you want to get into the trades, if you want to get into the trade alert service, that's the hip chat room that I'm talking about, and you'll be able to do that for $149 a month. There is an annual package as well, which will give you 25% off. But basically, that's a paid subscription that you'll get into if you need it. You may not need it. There are many customers who buy either the DayTradeMax or the SwingTradeMax, and they don't join the service because they have everything they need, and so they're confident of operating on their own, and so they don't buy it. I mean they don't join the subscription service, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's designed to let you operate on your own. All right, sure, no problem. Okay. If you have questions, just email me. Email is info@optiontiger.com. But the launch special is there till Tuesday. So I think if you go to this page, the PayPal button itself is configured for $8.99. So all you need to do is just click on add to cart and then go on from there. Yeah, sure. All right. Is the subscription service? Good question, Anthony. Unfortunately, no. We did that with the DayTradeMax system, and I find that the subscribers are, what to say, they're getting shortchanged because they can't see the signals in front of their eyes, and so from next month I'm actually even stopping the monthly service only for the day trading system, even for DayTradeMax, because it's not justified. See, I can't charge less than what I charge for customers who have paid for the product, and therefore I have to charge high for just the trade alert service. And that's not being justified because they're not able to see why we are taking the trades, and it's causing a bit of a issue because they really need to look at the signals, and you need to be able to look at the charts and be able to understand why we are doing certain things. And unfortunately, with just the trade alerts, that is not being met. Secondly, what I do is I show proprietary methods. So I'm not into this whole trade alert service kind of thing, like where everybody matches up their returns and what were their trades for this month, and I'm not into that business. I teach sophisticated trading strategies. That is my business. That is what I do best, and so I want to stick to that principle, of providing customers with the education and the tools and the sort of insights required to succeed in the markets. Okay. Let's see. So I think that is all the questions. Is there any more? I'm happy to stay on if there are more questions, but if there are not, then I will let you all go back to your Sunday evening, and we'll speak to you soon. So if you have any questions, please do email me info@optiontiger.com. Otherwise, this launch special is valid till Tuesday, so you'll be able to get it for this price. If you wanted to put half of that down now, that's fine too. We can lock the deal in for you, because I think from next week it'll be, prices will go up to at least 14.99 on the system. This is a launch special. So if you want to put half of this down, all you need to do is send the payment to use your PayPal account and send it to info@optiontiger.com. And just send me an email after that. I will put that in. All right. Okay, folks. Looks like there are no more questions. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening on this webinar. Hopefully, it's interesting. I think it's very exciting. It's a very exciting product, mostly because many systems give you a good entry point. There are various systems, of course, as you can see. Many people can have trading systems, and many people do have trading systems. But I think the beauty of this one is your ability to exit. And the exit signal is just so precise that you're able to milk every little last drop from all the trades. So that's the beauty of that. Okay, all right. Good night, folks. Thanks for coming. And this will be recorded in case you joined late, in case you missed some part of it. You'll be getting a copy of the recording by email. Thanks a bunch. Bye bye.